Alhamdulillah, thumma salatu wassalamu ala rasulillah wa ala ahlihi wa sahbihi ajma'in amma ba'd. Fassalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Inshallah, today we are going to be discussing briefly about writing. So, the last time we were together, we discussed that for those of us that don't have a skill, that we can opt for writing, and we're going to be guiding you through all you need to know. So, inshallah, today we are going to be discussing the types of writing so that you'll be able to choose the appropriate niche or what resonates with you better. So, for the different types of writing, there are actually three major types that we are going to be addressing, and we are going to be teaching you how to do them. So, inshallah, in this video, I'm going to be explaining briefly what each of them entails so you'll be able to know what is involved and you'll be able to choose the path that interests you the most. So, for the first of the three is SEO, article, or blog post. So, what SEO article or blog post means is that we are writing to rank on Google. So, the meaning of SEO means search engine optimization. So, we are trying to optimize an article, we are trying to optimize a blog post to rank on Google such that when people search something related to the topic we wrote on, our content, our blog post, our article will show, and people will be able to read it and they will make benefit from it. Now, for SEO, for this search engine optimization article, for us to rank on Google, we use what is called keywords. That's the kind of questions they ask. What kind of words do they use? So we use them in our blog post. So it's worth mentioning that article and blog post is the same thing. So when I say article, what I intend is blog post. And when I say blog post, what I intend is an article. So they are the same thing. So they are just words used interchangeably. So when you write a blog post answering a question or probably major concerns people have, maybe you are in the automobile niche, maybe people that buy cars, they usually have major problem of maybe how long the vehicle will last, or hope the shaft of my vehicle will not develop problem in a short time. So you can actually write a blog post regarding those problems and how to avoid them. So depending on what goal you have in mind, you can have the goal of maybe getting leads into your funnel. Do you understand? Or you can have another goal of just actually even selling to them. So you can have different goals with even the article. So what we are just trying to say basically is SEO article writing has to do with writing content, blogs, articles for it to rank on Google. Period. That's basically what it means. As for copywriting, which is the second, what it has to do is writing to sell. The goal of a copywriter when he writes is to write something that will make someone buy that thing I'm writing about. So, for example, if I want to sell a product, I can give a copywriter that product and I'll ask him to write a copy to make anyone that reads that copy want to buy the product. So that you can see the difference. The essence, the goal of a copywriter is to sell. That is his core goal. Unlike SEO and article or blog post writer, the basic goal is just to inform regarding it. He might have ulterior motives, but the core goal is basically to inform. As for the second one, which has to do with copywriting, the core goal is to sell. Marketing, pure marketing. So the person is going to give all possible information, all possible things that will make you want to buy that product or that thing they are talking about. So you can see the difference. So there are some situations whereby some people could actually even have a mix of both. Just the way we used it in the last account we created, where we said um, senior sales copywriter and SEO specialist. So such that I can actually write posts, do you understand, that are sales that will even sell and they will also rank on Google. So it's just a twist to it. But those two things are actually two different things. SEO article or blog post writing is different from copywriting. So it's good you understand each and every one of them and you'll be able to know what works for you and what synchronizes well with you and you'll be able to make an informed decision. So the last one is ebook ghostwriting. So ebook is just electronic book. So ghostwriting means you writing a book for someone, do you understand, anonymously. So that's basically what it means. So someone that is popular, for example, can actually even come to you and say, okay, I want you to write a book on this. These are the topics I have in mind. These are the ideas I would like you to emphasize on, and all of that. And they will come to you and you write the ebook for them based on those things that the person has outlined. So for this ebook ghostwriting, a lot of people that you see out there, a lot of popular people that write books, what they actually do is they contact ghostwriters to actually write those books for them, and they work together until they have a final publishable book. So it's something that they do a lot, especially in the United States and many of the Western worlds. They hire ghostwriters to actually write content for them. So these are the three major niches that has to do with writing. So now that you understand, you'll be able to make an informed decision as to where you want to fall into. To further understand this aspect of writing, I'm going to be giving you different use cases for each of them so that you'll be able to understand where and how they are useful. So the first one, which has to do with SEO article or blog post writing. A good way to understand it is, for example, as a car dealer. If someone is a car dealer, he can want to give information, because many people that buy cars, they usually have issues with maybe, will the car last, or okay, if I have 5 million, what kind of cars can I buy, or maybe okay, what's the best car I should buy, or what car shouldn't I buy that won't give me issue, what cars usually have engine issues. So you can write information regarding those problems that people usually face. Now, okay, these are cars that you can buy in 2024 that are under 5 million. Do you understand? And when you write this information regarding these cars, you can now put a link, do you understand, driving them to your website, telling them that okay, when if you want to if you want to view some cars that are under 5 million, you can click this link to view cars that are under 5 million, after explaining and explaining and explaining and explaining. Do you understand? So you can also tell them, okay, what are the best cars to buy in 2024, and you explain what the first car is this, the second car is this, the third car is this. And after you write about the first car and the advantages and disadvantages, you can click a link that here's a link to check out cars that or maybe you are saying maybe Toyota Camry you can buy for 5 million. You can give another explanation of another car. So what I'm just trying to say basically is the blog post you're writing, the goal is to inform them, and at the end of the day, you can actually, based on your intention, drive them to take an action. Maybe it's to go and check it out on a page. Now when you get to that page, for example, now that page might now discuss about a specific car, and we can now use the idea of a copywriter who knows how to sell that car, that specific car. So that copywriter will now be the one to work on that specific page you have driven them to from your blog post. So the copywriter will now start writing or showing those things that will make anyone that sees that page want to buy that car. So you can see how they work. So there are different things, but they work hand in hand, one way or the other. So another one is maybe, for example, where should you buy land? Should you buy land in Lagos or Abuja? And you might even be an affiliate that knows someone that sells land in Lagos, or someone that you also know someone that sells land in Abuja, and you just write your honest explanation. Now, if you want to buy land in Lagos, these are the areas you should consider. This is this that. These are the things you should consider. The issue of Omonile, the issue of the fact that government acquisition with respect to lands that are at Abuja, you have to be very careful and do your diligence, because government can actually just confiscate your land at any time. All of those things that they have fears regarding, you explain them in details. And you can now tell them that okay, if you want to buy land in Lagos and that your mind will be at rest, here are a list of agents that actually sell land in Lagos, and all of those agents you are even is, maybe you even have deal with them that okay, so even if it's 5 or 10 agents you list, they can actually go to any of them and buy, and you get returns based on the fact that they buy. So this is how blog post works. But you can see that for blog posts, it is based on what people are searching for, and that's why it is SEO based, search engine optimization, and it's based on what people are searching. Do you understand? And based on keywords, just as I've explained earlier on. So as for copywriting, just as I've said, the core goal is to sell. So for example, if you are into e-commerce, or if you've done e-commerce, or if you sold products before, do you understand? What's that your website that they see the products and they see the features of the product? That place is where a copywriter works. That page should be structured to want to make anyone that looks at it want to buy that product. And that is the job of a copywriter. It's going to give use cases, it's going to use words, it's going to use storytelling and different tools that copywriters use to sell products. So that's what copywriting is about. So copywriting can be about selling products, copywriting can be about selling services. It can be maybe you are a plumber, you're a carpenter, and you have a page explaining what you do. So that page that explains what you do, the goal is to make people order for your service. So how do you do that? The copywriter comes in there and it tries to canvas people. A copywriter, you should see a copywriter more like a marketer, someone that has sweet mouth, as they say. So he's the one that is going to present that thing to anyone who wants to buy it and will feel like, wow, I'm missing out if I don't get this thing. So that is the job of a copywriter. So you can see the difference now. As for ebook, so for anyone who wants to establish authority in any industry, writing books is a very good way to establish authority. So, and many very important people in different industries actually write books a lot, and the secret behind them writing books despite their busy schedule is the fact that they use ghostwriters. So ghostwriters are people that would write books for other people, and those other people that they write it for can actually claim that they are the ones that wrote it. So the owner of the book will just give the ghostwriter what he wants him to write about. So, and we give him that, okay, I want you to write about this chapter one, this chapter two, this. Give them the idea, give them some specific things they want to be included, and the ghostwriter goes to work and he gets the book written. So, for those that you, if for example, if you have a school, you should have books. Do you understand? Okay, how to help parents pay school fees. You can write a book on that. You can write a book on how to raise children that are geniuses. You can write a book on 10 rules on raising bright children. You can write a book on how to be an effective teacher, how to be a teacher and be a teacher that passes value. Do you understand? You can write different books, do you understand, to show authority and to establish authority in your niche. So many people you need ghostwriters to establish this authority. Other than that, for those that also go into a lot of marketing, ebooks are a very good tool for marketing. So, for example, people usually face problem regarding maybe buying high quality cars, or people don't want to buy accidental vehicles, even though they want to buy Tokumbo in Nigeria. You can write a book on, okay, how to know an accidental vehicle, and when you read this book, you will never ever buy an accidental vehicle again in your life, because you will be able to know what vehicle is accidental and what vehicle is not accidental. And you write that kind of ebook, and you make it free. Do you understand? And in that ebook that you've made free, anybody that downloads it, you can now insert in the book different parts, different different links to maybe your website to check out cars that are accidental free. So what I'm just trying to say is that it can also be used as a marketing tool. That ebook itself. So the whole of the goal of all of this writing is tends towards marketing, but the purpose, their use cases are different. SEO works with Google, ranking on Google based on what people are searching for. Copywriting is purely trying to sell someone. Do you understand? Ebook writing has to do with writing a book for a specific purpose based on the intention of the person that gives you that job, or the clients you're working with. So it's good you have a good understanding of all of these things and how they play out in different industries. So these things are very, 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 very lucrative for any of the industries you choose to venture. So, and some, you can combine one or more of these, just like the profile that we did the other time. You can see that we combine copywriting and SEO. So you can actually combine one or more of these. So it's not a sin. So you can do it, and all each and every of these niches, or every of these types, are actually very, very, very lucrative. So we ask that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala blesses our efforts. So it's very important for you to think it through and choose what you want to go on with. And once you go on with it, you put your tawakkul on Allah, and we ask that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala blesses our efforts. So as I've said, the first of them is SEO article writing, which has to do with writing blog posts to rank on Google, writing articles to rank on Google. So when these articles rank on Google, depending on what goal you have in mind, you can actually um, do different things with it. We are going to be going deep into what you can actually do when you rank on Google, when you are able to rank on Google and the opportunities that lies ahead. But I just want you to understand what is basically involved. So for the second one, which is copywriting, you're just writing basically to sell. You are writing to market. You are writing to make those who are reading take a specific action of purchase. That's the goal. Do you understand? Or a specific action of maybe giving you their information, specific. But the goal of copywriting is to make the person reading take a specific action that you intend. So while the third one is ebook ghostwriting, which has to do with you writing a book, do you understand, based on the request of your client for on different topics and with different ideas based on what they intend. So that's basically the types of writing that we're going to be dealing with and we're going to be doing. So it's good you actually just check them out and say, okay, what resonates better with you, and inshallah, you would be using that to set up your profile. And you also, because subsequently we are going to be setting up our other platforms too. So it's very necessary you make a decision regarding this and you move on with it. Whereas Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala blesses our affairs and makes it better understood than said, and He makes it from those things that will find way on our skills on the day of judgment. Wassalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.